Hello audiophiles of the internet, and welcome once again to Audio 46, your headphone destination. My name is Franco, and today we will be taking a look not at a brand new product, but one that has become a favorite among our staff and customers over the last couple of years. This is the Ultrasone Pro 900i. Ultrasone has proven themselves as a trusted, world-class headphone brand due in no small part to the fact that they produce quality products that cut across all different use types. The Pro 900i claims to be ideal both for audio professionals and audiophiles who are serious about getting the best quality listening. So we're going to take a look and see exactly what these have to offer, starting with the box. Let's talk headphones. Your box here is a simple and aesthetically pleasing one that has a nice looking image on the front, as well as a handy list of specs and delivery information on the back. When you open it, you have just a single compartment that contains your black semi-hard carrying case, which is a fairly medium to large size rounded square shape. Inside the box are the headphones themselves, which fold flat and are kept in place here by some soft material cutouts. Above this is a bag that features one of your cables. This is an ultra-soft single-sided cable with 3.5mm Neutrik connections that are threaded so they can screw in. The second cable is underneath this strip here and is coiled with a 1/4-inch end. There is also an instruction manual and a second pair of quick-switch velour ear pads. The first thing to notice on the design front is the headband here, which is pretty robust in size and fairly heavy-duty, but it is made of a pretty soft artificial leather material with good padding and a balanced weight that makes it sit on the head comfortably. The headband is also pretty flexible, and the yokes are easily extendable, so fitting most people should not be an issue here. The total weight of the headphones clocks in at 295 grams. In terms of build quality here, these are almost entirely plastic, with the exception of the metal plating on the exterior of the housing. This may initially cause some concerns as to durability, but a quick inspection will affirm that all the joints here are solid and move well enough to keep these apprehensions at bay. The yokes here swivel freely and can be folded in to make these collapse to about half of their normal size for convenient carrying and transportation. Even though you may not be able to tell from the box, the ear cups here are actually quite large and extend pretty much all the way up to almost where my temple is. This is great for a really enveloping quality for the sound, but less ideal if you're like me and you wear glasses. The clamp force is also a factor here, which I would call medium to moderately strong. As for the ear pads, they are velour, which means that they are very nicely soft and cushiony, but also retain a firmness that keeps them in place and forms a nice seal. This also makes for a good amount of isolation and passive noise cancellation, as the size combined with the material makes a lot of your exterior environment disappear. One of the reasons that Ultrasone can boast such a clean and exacting sound reproduction is the driver. The 900i implements a 40mm titanium-plated Mylar driver, which is among the most rigid available in any headphone unit. This ensures for high clarity and accuracy. When talking about the unique characteristics of Ultrasone's headphones and their sound quality, there are two distinct important technologies to factor in here. The first is ultra-low emission shielding. Most headphone drivers put out a low-frequency magnetic field when they are converting in between electric and acoustic signals. MU metal shielding reduces this emission by up to 98% when compared to other headphones that do not use this. The second technology to mention here is Ultrasone's signature S-Logic Plus technology with natural surround sound. I went into this in some pretty thorough detail in my review of the Edition 11, but to recap here, S-Logic Plus is all about decentralized driver placement. While most headphones feature drivers that are positioned to send sound directly into the ear canal, Ultrasone's S-Logic Plus instead places the driver at a different position and angle to bounce sound waves against the outer layer of the ear at different directions. This much more accurately mimics the way that we hear sound in real life and creates a more spatial and three-dimensional element to the experience. It is also safer for your ears as there is much less direct pressure on your eardrums, so you can listen at the same high volume you would with another headphone while doing significantly less damage to your hearing. You can see how this would be especially valuable for the audience Ultrasone is targeting here, as audio professionals and hi-fi enthusiasts who are wearing their headphones for many hours a day are definitely going to benefit from this. The frequency range output by the 900i is a very robust 6 Hz to 40 kHz. This will provide for a wide palette of detail and sonic information, which makes sense for a more referenced-focused unit. It also has an impedance of just 40 ohms hovering right around the standard range. These will be very easy to drive whether you want to loop them into a sophisticated amp setup or just pop them into your computer to make a quick demo. They're going to sound great either way. Speaking of which, now let's finally get into some sound, starting with the sound stage. The large size of the ear pad and the amount of space that the ear has inside creates a nice airy feel to these headphones, especially when combined with the S-Logic Plus technology. The strength of the stage here is definitely its verticality, provided as a result of the significant extension in the bass and treble frequencies. There is a great amount of height and depth in tracks across a different variety of genres, and the image is very spacious in this regard. Continuing naturally on from here, the low end is very satisfyingly deep and has a good amount of sub-bass presence. The size is appropriately big, especially if you're listening to some thumping hip-hop or driving electronic music, but the bass is always reproduced extremely accurately. In a track like Hawaii by Maluma, the laid-back reggaeton beat is suitably chilled and a little subterranean, but still has a lot of weight and resonance and retains the exact right timbre to really make this track play extremely well here. If there's any small level of compromise, it would have to be in the mid-range frequencies here, some of which are a little recessed. The mid-range is still very spacious and continues the great amount of separation and detail that I mentioned before, but the bridge from the low to high mids feels a little lacking here, thus causing the high mids to tilt forward just a bit. This makes elements like really distorted or hefty electric guitars feel just a little thinner here than they might elsewhere. In something like Teenagers by My Chemical Romance, the really high gain sound of the huge power chords and palm-muted bluesy riffs sound a little overpowering, and big built-up choruses here were the only time I ever experienced the image start to restrict ever so slightly. The high-range frequencies have a pretty unique quality here, as they are accented and push forward pretty prominently in the mix. This is most notable if you're listening to some really familiar material on here, as treble elements will pop out a little more here and reveal some more of their details and nuances. But the high amount of extension here also keeps the range feeling very smooth despite its power, which is not something that a lot of reference or other type headphones achieve very often. It is definitely a very particular characteristic of this headphone that may not be ideal for some, especially if they are very used to a different colorization or signature. These do threaten to knock on the door of sibilance depending on how you are powering them and what material you're listening to, but for general purposes, this was mostly a non-issue for me. Despite any quibbles or little things I noted here, I found the sound quality to be really excellent and absolutely up to the high bar that Ultrasone always sets. The Ultrasone Pro 900i is a valuable addition to the company's line of professional use headphones. These are an excellent option whether you are an audio engineer looking to add to your collection of gear, or an audiophile who wants to give your music library the listening quality it deserves. These will be great for you if you want a durable and comfortable design, a deep and detailed sound signature, high sound quality that is also better for your hearing health. These may not be for you if you want a wider stage than a closed-back headphone can provide, or you are not a fan of the high-impact treble frequencies. So what do you guys think of these? Do any of you have them in your personal collection? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss another video. If you want more information like this, then feel free to visit our website at audio46.com to check out our blogs and other reviews. And the next time you're in New York City, be sure to drop into our brick-and-mortar store on 46th Street to come say hello and try these or any other headphones out for yourself. That's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Franco with Audio 46, your headphone destination. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.